Check 1, 2.
Go! Curious about real estate? Yes! Then you've come to the right place. Get the knowledge you need. Get over the fear and get started. This is the Michael Quarles Real Estate Show with your host, Michael Quarles.
Hello, everybody. Michael Quarles with podcast number 110. And yes, I am on vacation, and I called this in so you guys could hear about it this week. I don't know if I'm going to do any more, but we'll try hard. These are the 5 questions sent in by real estate investors. And if you have a question, send it to support@bsffacademy.com. One more time, support@bsffacademy.com. Here we go. Question number 1. Do you feel it's realistic to start a wholetailing business with a $25,000 bankroll? This includes buying and marketing to a list of $3,000 for 6 months. Phone lines, inspections, closing costs, and other items not mentioned. Is $25,000 a good start? Absolutely. Keep in mind, I started with a bad check, but that's $25,000 is adequate without a doubt. A list of $3,000 may be too much to be in the beginning. We want to make sure that we don't generate leads and not be able to capture them, because that's wasted marketing. So you might want to start slower. $1,000 will get you about 1,400 prospects, and maybe your second, third month, maybe you double that and fall forward. But yeah, that's not a bad thing. Question number 2: in your program, are you relying on the seller to be fair and honest about the condition of their house and to the estimated cost of the repairs that are needed? How often do you need to cancel or renegotiate a contract because the seller was not honest or simply wasn't aware of the actual costs of the needed repairs? We haven't yet canceled one because of the repairs. We've canceled one because of the price of the house didn't appraise, because that's one of our last balances or checks and balances. So we have a BPO done and a full professional appraisal done. But we have yet to cancel it because of repairs. And what we end up doing is, if someone says they think they need $1,000 in repair, we automatically add $5,000. And I know from all the times that I have rehabbed a house and what have you, or whitewashed a house, which is all I'm doing is going in. I hope that's a good word you can use nowadays, where you just go in there and paint carpet, replug and switch it. $5,000 is more than enough to do that. But we're buying them as is. And keep in mind, folks, as is means as is, and appraisals are as is. We're not doing ARV appraisal. ARV appraisals would be something like when you're doing a remodel or a new construction, where the appraiser is going to appraise it based upon future value and then go back and confirm that value is actually placed. We're getting appraisals based upon as-is value, which means theoretically I don't need any cost because I'm appraising it at as-is value. Question number 3. How would you recommend using your Alex and Ryan scripts if you were a single investor handling all the calls by yourself? Would you combine the 2 scripts into a single call, or is there a certain value to having the initial call and then following up a follow-up call, even the investor is the same person? I would do that. I would just say, hey, what time tomorrow can I call you back? 2 o'clock or 4 o'clock? And fall forward and buy your house. Would 2 o'clock be better? 2 o'clock be better? Great. I'm going to call you at 2 o'clock tomorrow. And I'm just going to follow up tomorrow at 2 o'clock. No big deal. Now, if you find someone, if you've got them on the hook and they want to close and want to sell now, just go into the Ryan script. No big deal. So it's all a call system. Let's face it, we're relying on their information. If they tell me their house is worth $200,000, I can only assume that they're honest with me. If they're not honest with me and it's worth $300,000, well, shame on them. Or if it's worth $100,000, shame on them. So if they say to me that their house is worth $200,000, they want to sell it for $150,000, I'm going to go to contract. I'm going to send them a contract. I'm going to open up that contract with them while I have them on the phone, send it to them via email, and explain it and get it back to me. So I'm going to do as fast as I can. I want to create urgency. I want to create the ability for the seller to know that their house is sold so they don't have to call anybody else. It's kind of like that, folks. We have to let the seller know that we are the buyer. They can stop looking for them. Question number 4. If a seller is in a local market, would you do the second call in person rather than over the phone? No. I've stopped seeing sellers. I've stopped knocking on doors. I know what front doors look like. They're about 3 feet wide. They got a little round thing on the left or right side of them, and you got to turn it to open it. And they got a door knocker or a doorbell. And sometimes they have a window. Most of the time they don't. So I've seen enough front doors. I don't need to see them anymore. And I've proved to myself, it's real that we don't have to knock on doors.
Thanks for listening to Buy, Sell, Fix, Flip. We'll be right back. Are you running out of leads? It's time you tried Yellow Letters at yellowletters.com. Get motivated seller leads through yellow letters, postcards, zip letters, typed professional letters, greeting cards, door hangers, and business cards. Yellow Letters is a full-service marketing company created with your success in mind. Get the personal attention you need to get your direct mail campaign started and get in touch at yellowletters.com.
And we are back in 3, 2, 1.
Question number 5. What is the alternative approach to finding recent sold comps for a subject house when the house is an upscale neighborhood, where the homes are different types of builds? I was only able to find one recent comp. The year, bed, and baths were the same. The square footage was within 200 square feet, but the construction was not similar. So I don't think it's as good of a comp. Should I use the total value on the FastWeb data set as a comp? Which number is preferred on FastWeb, the total value or the tax value, which they both have different amounts? Yeah, I never want to use a tax value. It doesn't mean anything. It just means that's the amount that the tax assessor is assessing at. Doesn't mean anything, folks. Don't ever use the tax value. As far as what the question is I have a house in a custom built area, and I need to know what it's going to go for. Well, those are going to be harder to put an accurate value to, but here's the easiest way you can do it. We're going to say that all custom homes in a custom home area are similar in that they're custom. So they're not going to be similar in construction. They're not going to be similar in size, but they're similar in that they're custom. So all custom homes, if you look at a custom home, they have better light fixtures, they have better toilets, they have better cabinets, they have better floor covering, they have better countertops, that's that kind of thing. Typically, they have bigger lots, those kinds of things. So what you're going to want to do is look at the lot size and compare the lot size to the other lot sizes. And you're going to compare the same size or the number of bathrooms and the number of bedrooms to other houses, and then do a square footage look. So, don't care. I don't really care that the houses don't look the same, because they're not going to look the same. That's why it's a custom home. But I'm going to take an average of what those custom homes are per square foot, as long as I'm staying within the bedroom and the bathroom. So I'm not going to compare a 5-bedroom to a 2-bedroom, and I'm not going to compare a 4-bedroom to a 3-bedroom, although I may, but probably not. And if it has 3 bathrooms, I want to make sure that my subject property has 3 bathrooms, and fall forward from there. You're just going to take some averages. Even an appraiser is going to do that. He's going to do a subtraction and a minus for things that a house has or doesn't have compared to a comparable sell. But in the beginning, here's the thing. Here's the real big kicker, guys and gals. A seller says, my house is worth $275,000, and I want to sell it for $275,000. I don't continue talking to them because they're not motivated. If the seller says to me that I think my house is worth $275,000, I have no clue. Okay, so let's assume that I can't figure out value. I have no clue, none whatsoever. They think it's worth $275,000. They were told this by a real estate professional. As long as they want 60 cents on the dollar or 70 cents on the dollar, or at the very minimum 85 cents on the dollar, I'll get involved. But I'm not going to get involved unless they start showing me some motivation. If they say they want full that maximum price, it's a waste of my time. I'm going to say thank you for calling. If you happen to know anybody that's looking to buy or sell a house, please keep me in mind. But I'm not going to waste my time on someone that wants full value, or it isn't at least 15% lower than what they think the house is worth. And then they have to be willing to negotiate. If I have a seller that says, I'm going to take anything less than 15% off, no matter what you say, I don't care what you do when you come over here. Well, I'm not going to go see them. It's because 15% is not enough. But if I have a guy or gal that says, 15% off, or, why don't you come by and take a look at it, so let's see what we can do. Well, then I have a person that's saying, hey, I'm willing to negotiate. Now, if I have someone that says already I'm going to take 40% off, well, I'm going to go over there and buy a house. I don't care what it's worth. I'm going to find out what it's worth by doing a BPO and an appraisal. I'm going to spend $500. You know what? I might be right. I'm not going to worry about being wrong. I might be right. And if I'm wrong, it's only $500. No big deal. But man, what's the upside of being right? Or what's the upside of that seller not knowing really what their house is worth? Maybe it's worth $325 and not $275. I We worry about some of the little silliest things in life when we start talking about buying houses. Man, this is a numbers game. You're going to have skinny deals. You're going to have fat deals. When you mix them, put them all together, you're going to make millions of dollars. That's what it's all about. You guys need to be listening to those Ryan and Alex calls, because they've got some skinny ones up there. Man, I'm almost ashamed that they have anything to do with me, but it's a mix. It's an average of $28,000 per deal. Well, when you take an average, that means if you make $100,000 on one, and 70 on one, and 20 on one, and 15 on one, we average them all together. And that's what an average is. And in order, by the way, to get to the daily deals, you got to go over to the Academy site. There's a small fee. It's $49.97 a month to listen to a daily deal, a deal I do every day, where you can listen to when the seller calls in, and you can listen to the Alex, and you can listen to the Ryan Negotiate. You can listen to all the stuff that the sellers and us talk about. And I think it's pretty powerful stuff. Anyway, it's been fun. Hopefully I'll do one more this week. This is my vacation week. Hope you guys are on vacation too. And remember, 4th of July comes on Saturday. So have fun. Be safe. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the Michael Quarles Real Estate Show. Get more info and stay in touch at michaelquarles.com.